So to the naysayers, I have a question. See, in 6 months since KIIFB took shape, 55 projects have been approved, each one at roughly 72 crores. So if you look at the usual speed at which government functions from idea to execution, it's a couple of years. But here you've seen sanctions come out for 55 odd projects. And look at the fact that the FM saying non-revenue generating welfare schemes are going to be funded by the money that comes in through the state exchequer. It's not the NRK money. The FM clarified on a Facebook post saying that the NRK money is going to be purely used for projects which have a revenue engine connected to it. It's the public infrastructure or the social infrastructure like cath labs and stuff, or schools, digitization schools, that is going to come up through the petrol.
Even the housing for the poor?
That's what he says. The NRK money would only be used for projects that have a revenue model attached to it. So when you look at all those clarifications, and then somebody mentioned here the kind of people who are involved in it. You have the CAG, Vinod Rai, very KM Abraham IAS, very accomplished people who have put their name onto this.
High integrity. People are very
high integrity.
No doubt.
And then you have KSFE, which is even otherwise a very successful financial institution. Now, when you put all this together and the FM's clarification, why do you still think that this cannot be the way forward?
Well, I have my own doubts regarding this particular clarification. If a social infrastructure project like housing for the poor, for instance, if it is to be funded from out of the state exchequer, why should it be under KIIFB? Why should you talk it about as a project in the KIIFB? You did not mention it as a KIIFB project. You can put it under the budget to be funded out of the state exchequer. But large number, Jose, if you look at the budget proposals in the last budget, KIIFB is all over the place for everything, because the government doesn't have the money to allocate for any other project. For everything, KIIFB is the solution, right? If the entire social projects, I am all for social projects, right? We need a lot of social projects.
Sir, but when they allocated all the social projects also in KIIFB, they moved the petrol cess and motor vehicle tax also to KIIFB, as source capital.
Yes.
So both are there.
But then there again, I have, don't paint me as a pessimist here. I am really concerned about the growth rate of Kerala. I believe that Kerala cannot sustain the growth rate that we had during the last 10 years, 20 years. That phase is over. The last 20 years, we have been growing at a rate higher than the national average because of the money that was coming in, which recently crossed 1 lakh crores. Now it has started coming down. It will again continuously coming down. I just referred to Venezuela previously. I did not complete that. Venezuela is #1 in the world in
production.
Misery index. Yeah, misery index. One Venezuelan bolivar dollar, one bolivar was 8 rupees 4 years back. Now it is 760 rupees. Exchange rate. Inflation #1 in the world at 360%. Why? Because it was complete. I am not drawing a parallel here, but what I am saying is we are vulnerable. Venezuela got all this revenue from crude and they spent it all on welfare. Even soaps and toothpaste are being imported. Kerala is vulnerable in the sense the economy is driven by remittances. And when the remittances come down, it will. Then the growth will decline, and when the growth declines, this revenue projections 95,000 crores will go for a 6.
That's one, and the consumption inside being high, there is no production happening inside. So there, even though he says, don't take a parallel, he was actually trying to refer to a parallel.
Okay. Because we are vulnerable. No other state is as vulnerable as Kerala is.
Yeah, I think it's very clear. I mean, this KIIFB fund should not be used for social. Anyway, it started. 5 years they try to use it. So we only advise them, please use for these areas, so we should not use.
Can we advise them?
For revenue generating.
See, this is where I have an ideology, or I have a ism, or I have a feeling, or I have a great understanding of a thing. Good, okay, I will be considered as a well-learned person, fine. But I think in all, in the business that we did, in the life that we lived, we always had a better life or a better possibility when we enlarged the scope of discussion. when we took in more ideas from all over and then put it across. Here, just for the lift of a hand, you have a KIIFB.
Our finance minister himself, when he presented the budget, said, "Noolpalathilude nadattam." His words, not mine. Noolpalathilude nadattanu Keralathil. So he knows it is a gamble. So I responded to that in one of the articles which I wrote. Well, if you are walking a thread bridge, you should have a safety. Either you have to be a very good artist, or you have to have a safety net below.
Is it a tightrope walk or are you riding the tiger?
The latter would be more appropriate. But I was just quoting what the finance minister said. He is riding a tiger, and the body language will be a poor substitute for what is happening in the ground reality. I was watching the words that you were using. Yes.
So let me come to a lot of you manage NRI remittances, and you understand their sentiment as well. Why should an NRK invest in a Pravasi Chittu? This is the premise on which KIIFB itself is modeled. In your experience of their psyche and understanding, why should an NRK invest in a Pravasi Chittu?
I told in the first list.
I can very clearly explain. For the Malayalis, mainly, this is for Malayalis, their KSFE is a brand by itself. There's a lot of trust in that. And you can say 90-95% of people go by the trust. Like me, I started actually getting about KIIFB after you call those analysts to go into deep details. Same way, the people there doesn't have time. They are 12 hours, 18 hours working people. When this project comes, this offer comes, and somebody tells it comes in paper, they come and ask and they'll remit. So KSFE has got a brand name. Then it is going to the betterment of Kerala. These two things are emotionally connected to them, and they will spare some money for this. That's all about it. Like when Kochi Airport came, all the Malayalis gave 5,000 rupees each. We were actually promoting Kochi Airport. I was there at the time. Every customer comes to our brand, we make them take 5,000 rupee draft and send to airport.
I agree with that, but even if you go back in history to India, the Millennium Bonds.
SB Millennium Bonds in 2000.
When the government was having a deficit, of the central government was having a forex problem. So clearly there is an emotional connect.
It's an emotional connect.
You have to take advantage of that emotional connect, particularly with the Pravasis in the Middle East, where there is a much higher emotional connect because their roots are all here, unlike the Europes and the Americas of the world, where maybe we won't get some. So there is that. Two is the fact that, it is predicated to a large extent on the trust of KSFE, etc. But I think some amount of gamble they will all be willing to take. So I think the first few tranches may go through pretty easily, but after that it will really be dependent on the returns they see. Because the alternative investments that, like I said, liquidity is there. So the alternative investments are a bank deposit which is not likely to pay much in the future.
But to go down further.
Yeah, it's going to go down further. So I think the
They can invest in mutual funds. No. In the long run, there is no risk. Anyway, I don't know.
No, I think in the long run, you're right. There is no risk there. I invest and I advise my clients also to invest. So through GeoJet, as you know. But I think the emotional connect, the fact that there is funding available, and therefore you can capitalize on that in some form and fashion, I think the money will come.
Okay.
But track record will have
We have to be transparent. The whole thing, we have to be transparent. We have to show them the returns. Yes. As you rightly said, initial the bravura will be there. Later to it, they have to see how is it growing, what are the returns happening. So I'm 12,000 crores of fund. 12,000 crores of rupees.
On the emotional connect part, Jose, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, just to highlight the other side, right? You refer to the Millennium Bonds, right? It was guaranteed by the Government of India, and we know the Government of India's finances are in solid shape. In 1991, when our foreign exchange reserves fell below $1 billion, there was an appeal by the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, including the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Jyoti Basu, to the non-resident Indians not to witdraw the money, but they withdrew money very fast because they are very smart. right? The emotion is there, but then emotional
Safety net.
the emotional connect will not override the practical common sense, right? If I am asked to put the money and if I am assured of a decent return, then I will put the money, not just for the emotional part alone. If I am asked to donate money for a charitable purpose, well, without asking any return, I will give that. But if I am asked to invest in a project, and if I am pretty well convinced that that project is not going to give returns, well, my emotion will take a backseat.
Which is why probably the entire credibility of KIIFB is also to some extent. What happened?
That's a very good question.
See what's happening in Bengal when it comes to chicks and all that.
Oh yes.
We shouldn't have a similar problem in Kerala.
Yes.
The economy will come crashing.
True.
On a lighter note, taking from what Dr. Vijay Kumar was saying, that if you present the proposal in a positive light, probably there will be a lot of emotions. The moment you say that you are in trouble, it will be the other extreme of the equilibrium.
They'll stand
We
for the
are
back.
running after it.
Next time, 180, you will see the